Yo, what's going on, guys? We are here with another mock draft. I've done the last two by myself. This is mock draft 3.0, another full first round. We're screen recording Bleacher Reports, and we're going to kind of not react, but see if we agree. Again, they have the Warriors number one. A lot of mock drafts have the Warriors number one. So if you guys do enjoy this, I want to hear your comments down below. What do you think of our opinions, and what do you think of the opinions of Bleacher Report or what we say? Like, subscribe, and let's hop in. I brought my friend in to banter about this, Luke, so let's hop in. The Warriors in this have the first pick. So
I think that makes sense. That's the most likely outcome right now. Like, there was one that we just looked at, and it was NBC Sports, and they had the Wizards with the number one pick,
which is
are probably going to make the playoff. Well, not probably, but they
they're
have
not.
like a
They're the
3%
worst.
chance.
They're not. They're going to be like the lowest team that is in the bubble. So they have Edwards going to the Warriors, and I'm on Reddit. I see people go back and forth. The Warriors don't need another center in Wiseman, allegedly. This is what I hear from Warriors fans because they have Marquise Chris and what's the guy, Kevon Looney, and they're like,
okay, yeah,
they don't. But I think James Wiseman,
yeah, but
given
James is better than those guys, and he can do the same things that
and they're under contract next year, better. So if like they can have a rotation of the three of them, then when they're off contract, they have 3 more years of James Wiseman. I still think James Wiseman, if the Warriors get the first pick, Wiseman is going to the Warriors. Makes the most sense. Makes the most sense. Has to be. With the Cavaliers, just then get Edwards?
Yeah, or, yeah. Well, ooh, because here's where you got to think. Do they believe that Colin Sexton is their...
What about Garland? Is Garland a shooting guard?
Yeah. What do they do? What do they do with their 2 guards? Because they're both ball-dominant, inefficient volume scorer point guards.
That's why you get Edwards and maybe run him at the small forward position.
But what if the Cavs shock everyone and they draft Lamelo Ball and they maybe make a trade? Because maybe they don't believe that Darius Garland or Colin Sexton's the guy.
Trade one of them and come back in? I don't think so.
I think they go Edwards because
Edwards.
But the problem is, if Edwards is on that team, he is going to have to be the number 1 scorer. So like the Cavs are not.
But his defense will never develop because he'll just always be inefficient, feeling like he needs to score in loads.
The Cavs have not, in my opinion, they have not drafted well the last few drafts. They took 2 point guards who are both ball dominant point guards that are not efficient, and they're trying to make it work with 2 really young point guards, and that's not how you develop a franchise. You cannot win with multiple young point guards who need the ball. One of those guys has to be traded in the next 2 years. They do not have their franchise set in a good direction right now. I think they have to go Edwards
because he's the best player available at this point. Yeah,
and it's like they're not going to go Lamelo Ball, but they need scoring. But like it's just the Cavs just fuck themselves over.
Okay, what about the Timberwolves? I think the Timberwolves don't need LaMelo Ball because they got D'Lo.
Why not play both of them though?
Because I guess. In LaMelo's
you know how much size in that backcourt that'd be? That'd be a problem.
Yeah,
it's like they have Karl Anthony Towns.
But imagine move Karl Anthony Towns to the power forward position like Anthony Davis plays, so he's a huge mismatch for power forwards. And then either get Onyeka, Okongwu,
or Wiseman. Because Wiseman's still on the board here, according to what we think.
No, because we had the Warriors get Wiseman.
Oh, yeah, we did. You're right.
Obi. Or get Obi.
Get Obi, play him at the 4.
But that'd be a defensive liability because, Karl Anthony Towns doesn't play that great of defense.
Okay, but he's never going to play great defense no matter who he's guarding. So you just have to understand that like he is going to be good offensively, and getting someone like Obi who actually can play good defense is important. I mean, I guess Onyeka's also a good defender too. But like you got...
I think LaMelo... I would love LaMelo.
I think they should go LaMelo because, like, imagine him and D'Lo in the backcourt
It's
together.
just the Timberwolves. We know they won't do that, but I think they should go LaMelo. We're gonna leave those with LaMelo because then you could either put Russell or LaMelo. Holy shit! What if they get rid of a ball? A Russell is on the same team. LaMelo gets drafted to again.
Yeah.
Yes, we're doing that. LaMelo Ball.
Except this time it's going to be different because unlike Lonzo, LaMelo Ball is offensively.
They're going to share the backcourt. They're going to share the backcourt.
They're going to share the backcourt, and since they can actually both, score, there will be more spacing because like Lonzo,
one will be more off ball, and they'll take turns.
Lonzo's not great off the ball. Melo is good off the ball. He also had to because he was playing against pros.
True.
And then D'Angelo Russell, again, obviously NBA player. Both those guys are played off the ball.
That is true. That is true.
Not like Lonzo in any way.
What about the Atlanta Hawks? I say
if Obi's not on the board, they take him.
Okongwu. Look, Clint Capella's their center, but for at least another year or two. Okongwu's in the background. Okongwu's floor is 2015-2016 playoff Bismack
I know, but
Biyombo.
like Obi's a
if
better
he never
Obi.
develops his shooting, but if he does develop his shooting,
But why would you not? Why would you?
because you got John Collins.
Exactly, but you have John Collins and Obi, the ridiculous court spacing, and here's the thing.
But you already have Clint Capella.
But think about it. Clint Capella probably won't start for them. He probably will come off the bench.
Clint Capella's paid $18 million.
But they have. But listen to what I'm saying. The Atlanta Hawks have Trae Young. What does Trae Young love to do? He excels in an offense that spaces the floor.
Yeah, and you
get
need a
Obi.
rebounder. You
Yes,
need a
but
rebounder.
you have Obi and John Collins. They can space the floor, or Obi could not start and come off the bench at the beginning of his career. Either way, I think Obi is a better fit for the Hawks, in my opinion, than Okongwu. Just because he spaces the floor better, and that's what the Hawks try to do, because they have Trae Young, and they need to get that offense fast and moving, and they just need to score a lot of points. I know they need defense, but Obi's still a good defender in his own right, but I think he just matches up better with the Hawks.
I guess.
That's my opinion. That's what I think.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. I mean, you sold me on that.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm thinking.
The Detroit Pistons.
They gotta go Okongwu. Or Killian Hayes though, because
No, I don't think they need Kelly. They won't go Kelly and Hayes due to the fact that they have Derrick Rose.
That's
I
true.
think,
but they need a tank. They need to get
need
a
a-
young building block and then
who's
have
their
point
center?
guards.
They don't have a center.
That's true. And Blake's contract is very bad, and Blake is going to be out of there after that contract expires.
Yeah, and they need a center.
That's true. Yeah, I can see them going Okongwu with there. Because, like, Blake's contract's going to expire. They don't
And
have
Okongwu's such a safe bet. And
They traded away Drummond, too. They don't have anyone.
Kelly and Hayes has a very high floor, but has a low ceiling.
Than Okongwu.
Yeah, but because he's such a safe bet of a player. The New York Knicks. Now, I personally think the Knicks. We're gonna go with Okongwu and the Pistons, but the Knicks. This is where it gets interesting.
I think the Knicks, Killian Hayes can't fall much farther, can he?
Yes, I think Kelly and Hayes can fall much
Who
farther.
do you think they're going to take ahead of him, though? You think Devin Vassell?
Devin Vassell would be great for the Knicks. Johnny Knox is a failure. Johnny Knox is a
Kevin
bust.
Knox?
Kevin Knox. Johnny Knox was for the Chicago Bears. You remember that? He played
What?
he blew out his knees. Johnny Knox was for
I thought you said Johnny Knoxville.
No.
That's the dude from Jackass.
Devin Vassell.
Okay.
Kevin Knox sucks.
Kevin Knox is garbage. Yeah.
Or Tyrese Haliburton.
But Tyrese Haliburton is not going to go above Killian Hayes. I can see them going Devin Vassell, but the first point guard off the board, like pure point guard, like non Lamelo, it's got to be Killian Hayes. He is better than Tyrese Haliburton. As you're telling me that Tyrese Haliburton cannot be drafted above Killian Hayes.
Okay.
Devin Vassell, I will give you though, because Kevin Knox is garbage. And
You know what? New York Knicks. New York Knicks
wait a
take
second.
Killian Hayes.
Wait,
New York Knicks
wait.
take Killian Hayes.
They need to because they have
They
RJ
have to.
Barrett. They have
They have
RJ
to.
Barrett.
They have
RJ
Barrett.
Barrett sucks too.
The Bulls, though, Devin Vassell or Isaac Okoro, because they need defense. Because they're both defensive-oriented wings.
And I think
And Devin Vassell's a more athletic Klay Thompson.
Isaac Okoro is a better defender, but
Isaac
Devin
Okoro
Vassell-
has two potential things. He
But
either is
he's
going to
strong-
be
he's
the
not
next,
as good of a three-point
He's
shooter.
the next coming of Andrew Iguodala, or he's the next coming of Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
He's not a good three-point shooter compared
That's
to
why.
Devin
That's
Vassell.
why.
That's
He
why
can either develop into Iguodala, like 2011 to 2015 Iguodala.
Yeah.
Or like a really good
Like,
dunker.
he was an all-star.
Like perennial all NBA defender, and can occasionally hit 37% threes. Or he never gets a jump shot, and he's just kind of like a defensive
like
guy.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, who is infinitely less value. Okay, I think that
Devin Vassell.
I think they have to go Devin Vassell, because Devin Vassell's not a bad defender in his own right. He's already a good defender. I mean, I know the Bulls might go Okoro because they are troubled by defense, but like, you know what? I think they are gonna go Devin Vassell.
Yeah. Charlotte Hornets, Deni Avdija.
Not Tyrese Haliburton, like this
No,
thing says.
Deni
No,
Avdija.
they have Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham. That's a stupid. That doesn't make sense. Why would you draft Tyrese Haliburton?
They got either Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier.
They could go Isaac Okoro, but I think they need scoring.
They need scoring because they have Miles Bridges already.
Yeah.
And PJ Washington.
And they need scoring, and they don't get scoring because Devontae Graham was like a leading scorer this year, I think.
Deni Avdija would space the floor,
Exactly.
and he's also a playmaker. He's passing. I've been calling him a more athletic Hito Turkoglu.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You've got
He'll get you 6 rebounds a game, 6 assists a game, and maybe 15
because
to
you got
19
the Terry
points
Rozier,
a game
the Devontae
with 40%
Graham
shooting from
you
3.
get the Terry Rozier, Devontae Graham point guard duo.
Yeah.
Like I think they don't. I think the Hornets are not interested in keeping.
And
the
then
league long
Deni
anymore.
Avdija plays a 3-4 position.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes
And Miles
PJ
Bridges plays the
Washington.
other.
Yeah, and then sometimes Miles Bridges. Yeah, Deni Avdija.
If you play small with Deni, Miles Bridges, and PJ Washington, and then you've got your 2 point guards because I think
That's
the
all
Hornets,
spacing. That's
the Hornets,
all spacing.
The Hornets don't want Malik Monk. He is not in their plans.
Malik Monk's a bust, and they don't want him.
He's not in their
I
plans.
can see Malik Monk getting traded this year. That's why.
Exactly.
If Deni Avdija doesn't get traded here, I could see RJ Hampton going here.
Yes, maybe.
Maybe. Because RJ Hampton is a combo guard, shooting guard with point
but
guard like
skills. But I think
they're
going to take Deni.
Okay. So next is going to be the Washington Wizards. I see Tyrese Haliburton going right here because like John Wall, we don't know where John Wall's coming back. But also, we don't know when
they're going to go Okoro?
No, because we don't know.
Actually, you know what? I think you might be right because I think Okoro goes to the Suns after this.
Maybe. But let me explain because we don't know if John Wall's going to be the same player. And when he does come back, during the time he's not there playing, point guard Tyrese, shooting guard Bradley Beal. When he comes back, point guard Wall, shooting guard Beal, small forward Haliburton because he's 6'7".
Yeah, I think that's. You know what? I think you're right with that one because I think it makes sense. The Wizards will go Tyrese at 9.
Exactly. With the 10th pick, you got Deni Avdija supposed to be going there, but he's already gone. So,
I think it's going to be Isaac Okoro.
Yeah, I agree right here.
Because Devin Booker is, while he is great on offense,
they need defense. They don't have a defense.
Liability.
They only have Mikal Bridges there.
Yeah, and it's like Mikal Bridges isn't as gifted as creating his own shot that Isaac Okoro is.
He's a perfect defensive guy there, and he won't feel threatened to need to be a huge scoring guy yet there. The Spurs, though, I could see the Spurs need a power forward or a center, like at this point, because think about this. Look, they got LaMarcus Aldridge, DeMar DeRozan, DeJounte Murray, Lonnie Walker.
Yeah.
So I'd say Patrick Williams.
Goes that high?
Yes.
I mean, I get it. The thing is, it is a position of need.
And this is such a wild draft. Pat Williams is such a freak.
Yeah.
He's one of the best, most underrated small forward. He can play small forward or power forward. He's 6'8", 225.
Yeah.
He can jump out of the gym.
Yeah.
So, without anything, I think he's just such a Spurs pick. He's such
a Spurs pick, yeah. Because they're not going to go.
He's a tweener.
They're not going to go with like Cole Anthony or RJ Hampton because they don't need guards.
They have Derek White and DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
Why would you get a point guard?
They don't need DeMar DeRozan.
And they have Lonnie
Derek
Walker.
White comes off the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
They have Lonnie Walker. They have 4 really solid guards.
They
need help at
Do they still have Patty Mills? No, I think he's on Indiana.
I don't think they have Patty Mills anymore, but they don't need him when they have Derek White, Lonnie Walker, and then obviously DeJounte Murray coming back.
Exactly. The Kings, I do see getting Hampton. Though.
I think Hampton to the Kings makes sense.
Hield might be getting traded. Hield might get traded.
Yeah, and also,
just because imagine
playing RJ next to De'Aaron Fox
would just be
that's a lot of athleticism.
One of the fastest front court or backcourts in the league.
I'm just typing up what we already have.
Okay, Aaron Nesmith.
He is a very good player, but he injured himself early in the year.
I think Saddiq Bey is better than Aaron Nesmith.
On defense,
Saddiq Bey, yes.
And Aaron Nesmith has injury questions. He may be healthy, but he did miss.
Actually, you know what? I take this right.
His entire year.
The New Orleans Pelicans. Aaron Nesmith is a better fit because he can pop into their wing lineup.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree Saddiq Bey is a better pick for the Portland Trail Blazers because he's a perfect fit for their like small forward, power forward position.
Yeah, and
right next to Joseph Nurkic and
the Blazers have 2 backcourt liabilities.
And they love these type of players, Saddiq Bey's type of player.
Like Mo Harkless.
Yeah, Mo Harkless and like Amino and shit like that. They love that. So these 2 picks back to back, perfect. I love them. Orlando Magic. Do you get? I think they get Tyrese Maxey. I get Tyrese Maxey
over Kira Lewis or Tyrese Maxey. I can see either one of those.
Because they have Markelle Fultz, and I think they believe in Markelle Fultz, and I think they're gonna let Evan Fournier.
Tyrese Maxey is still a
dominant
guard, though.
Evan Fournier is gonna walk.
I think so too, actually. I think
Tyrese Maxey.
He's gonna want to go to a contender.
Tyrese Maxey, because he can also play some defense.
Evan Fournier is leaving to go to a contender, I think.
Yeah.
Like that, just like Evan Fournier doesn't want to stay and lose on the Magic, so.
So Tyrese Maxey, right?
Yeah, I can see. I'll give you Tyrese Maxey. I don't think that Kira Lewis is gonna be as valuable because like maybe they believe in Markelle Fultz, but.
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
Either way, Tyrese Maxey had played point guard in college as well, so it's not like he played point guard in high school. He was a ball dominant guard at Kentucky. He just didn't play point guard because they had Ashton Higgins, but he still is good, and he's still going to probably play. He's going to play minutes for him at that spot.
With that being said, at 16, Leandro Balmaro from Barcelona, from Argentina actually, but he plays for Barcelona. Yeah. He's going to go to Minnesota there because he's a shooting guard, small forward, 6'6", 6'7" type guy. He can.
That's true, and the Timberwolves, they did take Melo, but
and they have Okongwu and they have Malik Beasley. They need more wings. This guy can play the shooting guard and small forward position, and he's a hustler. He's one of those scrappy hustler players.
Okay, I guess I can see that, but like
who do you have?
Well, see, Patrick Williams is off the board already, and I'm thinking that's who they would have gone if he was still on the board.
There's Robert Woodard. I don't think because
they're not going to go.
They got Lamelo Ball.
If they're going to go a wing, they'll definitely pick.
They can get a center in the second round.
Unless they go Jaden McDaniels, but I don't know if Jaden McDaniels will go.
Precious Achiuwa, baby, throw him next to Cat. But I don't see it. I think Leandro Balmaro, is that a reach with them? Is he going too high?
Maybe it's a reach if they take Precious, though. That's the thing. It's like,
that's the thing, but Precious is what? He's got like a 7'2", 7'4" wingspan. He's 6'11", and he doesn't shoot. He's starting to get his mid-range and 3-point range, but he
really took over for
Carl Anthony Towns could go
without James Wiseman on the team. But I think
he offers spacing and shooting.
I don't think it's a reach. I think it's just in terms of fit.
Who do you say, Leandro Balmaro or Achiuwa?
I'd say Balmaro. I don't see Achiuwa going that high.
Balmaro's just
and the Celtics I think are going to take Achiuwa next if he's not selected by Balmaro.
I agree because they need a big man.
They need a big man, and like we have a bunch of great wings, and like this one had Patrick Williams going this far, but we already have him off the board. So I can see the Celtics taking a big man here, and I think Precious is probably maybe Jaden McDaniels, but like Jaden McDaniels I don't think is going to be as good of a fit as Precious. Precious is just more like he has a better NBA ready body, and he can play that Daniel Tice role that they have, but better.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking Precious will probably go because they'd probably start Precious at the 5 instead of Daniel Tice, and then eventually when they want to run small ball, they can put Jason Tatum at the 5. Or I mean, they still have Robert Williams.
Yeah.
So it's like the Celtics are not exactly struggling for like they won't be exactly struggling for depth when they draft Precious. I just think he's another option that they need.
That works out perfect. Then the Mavericks would take what is it, Kyra?
Kira Lewis Jr.
Yeah.
Or I think they would.
He would go there. Then the Bucks would take.
But maybe they take Tyrell Terry because he's better off the ball, and they have Luka.
But Lewis would come with split time with Jalen Brunson.
That's true, actually, and I think he is an upgrade over Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying Tyrell Terry is better off the ball.
But Kyra Lewis just turned 19 in May.
That's true. He's really young.
I'd take Lewis.
No, I think he's a better player. I'm just saying I don't know what Dallas would do. I think if they're gonna take someone, they might take him. He's a better prospect. So
the Bucks would then take McDaniels or Woodrow. McDaniels.
Imagine him if he's fully and he fully bulks up, he can be another Giannis.
True, and he could play the small forward.
Imagine him and Giannis playing on the wing together. That's terrifying.
What should have been Thon Maker or Jabari Parker.
Yes, but Jabari Parker they didn't like and they
traded Jabari Parker got ruined because he had back-to-back blown out knees.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's like his game is all about athleticism and he was never a good 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
And like Jaden McDaniels is like very skilled.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the games that I would watch Washington, I mean I bet on them a lot last year. At the beginning of the year before they lost their point guard and then they sucked. But like Jaden McDaniels was one of the bright spots on that team when they started sucking. Like They were good at the beginning of the year. They had a good start because they had him and Isaiah Stewart and Quade Green. But when their point guard left, like it was all Jaden. He like kind of had to just like he can create. Like he is a good player. I think
the Sixers then, if we're gonna do that.
So 19.
No, it's Nuggets. I mean Nuggets.
Wait, the Nets. Who are the Nets taking? Because they're 20th. Because McDaniels went to the Bucks.
Oh. I guess they would get Woodrow or Terry because I mean. And then Dinwiddie's under contract.
Yeah, Dinwiddie's under contract.
Woodrow
they already have Kyrie Irving.
They need a backup for Durant.
Yeah, I think they have to go wing here.
Yeah, Woodrow.
Yeah.
And then the Nuggets.
Second, yeah. The Nuggets will probably
The Nuggets would get Josh Green.
The Nuggets
because Gary Harris sucks.
The Nuggets would get Tyrell Terry.
But what about Monte Morris behind Jamal Murray?
Jamal Murray can play point guard and shooting guard.
Yeah, but Jamal Murray's their point guard.
But they could bench Gary Harris and they could start Monte Morris or Tyrell Terry.
Monte Morris is like 5'9". Monte Morris is running the second unit.
No, but they could start Tyrell Terry, and because if they don't like Gary Harris, I think that they could move.
Don't
Jamal
they have
Murray
Will Barton? And then they have Will Barton.
Yes, but like Jamal Murray plays both guard spots. So like, and I'm just saying they can play Jamal Murray and Tyrell Terry, who are both better off the ball.
All right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Is like
I was gonna say the Sixers take Terry.
Yeah, but I think the Nuggets will take him before.
All right. I think the Sixers then take Josh Green.
The Sixers take Josh Green.
Yeah, because they need spacing next to Ben Simmons.
Yeah, because they need.
And he can be a 3-and-D
and
guard.
And he is an athlete, so I think that makes sense.
And then we have a Chu already taken off the board.
Yep. So who do the Heat go? Because do you think they go big guy, or you think they go like Theo Maledon or something? Because he's not off the board yet for us.
What about Alex Puvetsky?
Fucking maybe.
He's a point forward center.
And they have him going to the Celtics, and the Celtics aren't taking him.
They have him leveled here as a power forward. He's more of a shooting guard, to be honest, like a point guard shooting guard. And he commented on one of my YouTube videos saying he's 7 foot and still growing.
I also think that like the Heat probably don't want to go. Maybe they go Theo Maledon though, but like.
I just think they like the idea of Pavetsky because they want their own version of Giannis. And if there's a guy in this draft that has a version of becoming of Giannis, it's Pavetsky. It's Pavetsky. I'm saying he goes to the Heat. He's just.
You think he goes to the Heat?
They're at 23. It's really not that big of a gamble.
A 7 foot 190 guy
at point guard.
Maybe not point guard. But
okay.
Point forward. Yeah.
Yeah, point forward. He'll play like a Giannis role.
Maybe.
I think this is a Heat move.
Obviously,
this is a Heat move.
He is obviously a project, so it is going to take some developing. But like,
and the Heat's the perfect place to go for this. They're great at developing talent.
Yeah, and I agree. And like that's what happened to Giannis is he had
and Bam Adebayo or whatever.
Yeah, Bam. But Bam was different because Bam had an NBA ready body when he came out. He was like absolutely jacked at Kentucky, and it's like. I know, like, you shouldn't put too much stock into the NBA-ready body, but you should put some stock into it. Because, like, Thon Maker didn't have an NBA-ready body when he came out, and that's been the biggest issue of his career, is because he's a tall, skinny guy, and he hasn't really bulked up, like, sufficiently. And he also just was overhyped as well. Like, they overblew his skills at proportion. But, like, I think floor, what's-his-face, Aleksi, he is a better version of Thon Maker. Because Thon Maker was supposed to be the great point forward, and he sucked. I think he is a better version of that.
And his ceiling is poor man's Giannis, which is still
less athletic Giannis.
A less athletic Giannis, who is still an all-star.
Who is still an all-star.
Boom. So the Heat.
Yeah.
Next, the Utah Jazz, if they're going to need Josh Green or a player like that.
But Josh Green's off the board. Maybe they go Jaheimius Ramsey.
I was going to say, like...
Have him and Donovan Mitchell.
Tyler Bay.
No, because here's the thing. Ricky Rubio kind of sucks on offense.
Ricky Rubio's on the Suns.
Oh, man, he's not for the Jazz anymore.
They need a shooting guard, small forward.
And I think they go Jaheimius Ramsey, though.
No, but Jaheimius Ramsey isn't a defender. They don't need to score points on them. I guess, yeah, Jaheimius Ramsey to the Jazz.
They have him and Donovan Mitchell. That's a good defensive backcourt who can score. He was a pretty good scorer at Texas Tech, too.
True. Then I'd say Tyler Bay to the Thunder, then. Because he'd be like this 6'8", like, shooting guard, small forward.
Yeah, because they don't need guards because they have CP3 and Shea.
Yeah, and then and Roberson might be coming back, but like they can't shoot.
Roberson has no offensive output.
Yeah, so I think Tyler Bay.
And Tyler Bay is a pretty athletic player. I don't think he's as good of a defender as Roberson at the current moment.
But or Cassius Stanley. I think I'd rather go Tyler Bay.
Tyler Bay over Cassius Stanley.
Yeah, Tyler Bay
for
right
sure.
Here. The Celtics then, who do you have? I have them going.
We're not
Xavier Tillman.
No, we're not taking a second big guy.
Oh, you guys already took a big guy.
We already have Celtics taking Precious, and I don't think that they're going to go another big guy.
We have the Celtics taking Precious?
Yeah, we have the Celtics taking Precious.
Okay. Then, do you guys have a backup point guard? Theo Maledon.
We have
Maledon.
Yeah, because the Celtics have drafted a lot of guards recently.
So he's a guy who can play either one,
yeah, exactly.
2, but he can also guard some threes.
We did draft Romeo Langford, and we do have Carson Edwards. Like, we just drafted those guys last draft class.
And this guy's more of a point guard.
Yes, but so is Carson Edwards. So it's like, and Carson Edwards was tearing it up in the G League, and he got minutes with the first team. So it's like, he is a good. I don't know if they're gonna go per a point guard because, well. This is just a tough choice as a Celtics fan, because I'm just thinking about how good my team is. Because, like, obviously they're not going to go for a wing.
We have Cole Anthony falling down right here. I'm going Cole Anthony.
No, Theo Maledon if they're going to
Cole Anthony has fallen. Cole Anthony has fallen.
Theo Maledon if they're going to go point guard here.
Okay, Cole Anthony has tumbled in this draft.
I'm also not very high on him.
I hate Cole Anthony.
No,
like it's not.
I'm gonna go Theo Maledon because I don't think
he has tumbled out of.
I don't think the Celtics want to draft a wing, but maybe they decide they want one because of Gordon Hayward potentially leaving in a few years when his contract's up. But like. If they are, then the Theo Maledon they draft.
Cole Anthony to the Lakers. Let's just get that one out of the way.
Okay, wait. So 27, the Knicks, because I'm thinking the Celtics are going to take
I like Stick Smith out of Maryland.
Yeah. I think so,
Xavier
yeah.
Tillman, perfect for the Toronto Raptors. He's like that tweener type guy.
He'll come off the bench for Spicy P, probably.
Yeah. Then Cole Anthony for the Lakers, and then the Boston Celtics.
It has them taking Isaiah Stewart.
I see that. You guys
Which I think I can see
he can
that.
just roll around and
Him and Precious will be the rookie backups.
or Cassius Stanley.
But honestly, I think the Celtics are going to trade because they have two.
Oh, yeah.
They have 3 first-round picks and 2 in the end of the draft. I think the Celtics are going to trade.
Yeah.
But if they don't trade, I think they go.
All right, so run that back the thing.
Okay. All right, let's go back up to the top so I can see the names because I've been typing them in, but I stopped typing them after a while.
So with the first pick, the Warriors draft
James
Wiseman.
Wiseman.
With the second pick,
Anthony
Edwards. With the third pick,
Melo,
fourth pick,
Obi,
fifth pick,
Okongwu
sixth pick,
was Killian Hayes,
seventh pick,
Devin Vassell,
eighth pick.
Deni Avita,
Okay, ninth pick,
was Tyrese,
10th pick,
was Isaac Okoro.
11th pick,
We had Patrick Williams for the Spurs.
Patrick Williams.
Um,
Then we had Hampton.
Yep.
Then we kept Nesmith. Then we kept Sadiq Bey. Then we had Maxey going to the Magic. Then we had Balmaro going to the Timberwolves.
Yep.
Then we had Precious Achiuwa going to the Celtics.
Yep.
Then we had Kira Lewis Jr.
Yep.
to the Dallas Mavericks. Then the Bucks getting Jaden McDaniels. The Nets going Robert Woodrow, right?
Yeah.
Then we had the Nuggets going Tyrell Terry.
Yep.
Sixers going Josh Green. Heat going Aleksi Povetsky. Then the Utah Jazz going Tyler Bay.
Yep.
James E. Ramsey.
Yeah, Ramsey.
Then
Tyler
Thunder.
Bay went after to the
Tyler
Thunder
there.
because I think it's a better fit.
26, we got Theo Maledon. Knicks kept Stick Smith. 28, Raptors got Xavier Tillman. 29, Cole Anthony. And
Yep.
with the 30th pick, we kept Isaiah Stewart. So yeah, that was it. I want to hear you guys' comments.
We are not as high on Cole Anthony as other draft people are, but like what I will say about Cole Anthony is obviously when he missed time with injury, that North Carolina team was shit. But even when he came back, obviously the team was bad, but Cole Anthony was an inefficient volume scorer in college. And everybody sees what happens to inefficient volume scorers in college when they go to the pros. RJ Barrett had struggled his rookie year. I know he's just a rookie, but he was an inefficient volume scorer in college and he struggled in the pros. And I think Cole Anthony will do the same thing. And I think him going to the Lakers to play on a contending team is going to be better for him because they're going to ask a lot less of him, and
Yeah.
he'll be allowed to fully develop with less responsibility, with LeBron and Anthony Davis.
I completely agree. But yeah, that was it for the video, guys.
If Cole Anthony plays, one thing I'll say is if Cole Anthony gets drafted in the lottery and plays for a shit team, he will struggle. That's why I'm not as high on him as other people might be.
I just think he's a poor man's Russell Westbrook.
Exactly.
And that's just not really that good.
And on a shit team,
Team on a shit team, he's just an inefficient, high volume.
he has no
scorer.
assets to get the ball to, and he has so much responsibility, he's not going to do well.
But that's the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe for more mock drafts, more NBA draft type content, and other stuff. I hope you guys did enjoy it. As always, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Until next time, peace out.